What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp, FightfulMMA.com. Got tons of MMA coverage over there, including live coverage of UFC Rio Rancho. We have our pick'em. Thus far in 2020, I've only incorrectly predicted 3 fights. One of those, a low-level heavyweight fight. One of them, a DQ that you're about to hear about. And the other one is tonight's main event. Jan Blachowicz knocks out Corey Anderson in round 1. This was a rare case of a much less a main event, but a rematch that nobody really asked for. But it made perfect sense. Both men could make compelling cases for light heavyweight championship fights with a win, and Jan Blachowicz did that. He caught Corey Anderson and dropped him 3 minutes into round 1, and Blachowicz challenged Jon Jones, who was in attendance at this show. Jon Jones excitedly cheered as the soon-to-be 37-year-old Blachowicz knocked out Corey Anderson. Now, Blachowicz, back-to-back-to-back, has now beaten Anderson, Jacare Souza, and Luke Rockhold. Before that, he lost to Thiago Santos, but ahead of that, he had beaten Krylov, Manawa, Cannonier, Devin Clark, so he's won 7 of 8. Corey Anderson came into this fight beating Pat Cummins, Ilir Latifi, Glover Teixeira, Johnny Walker, a great resume of his own. But a week ago, everybody was gunning for the main event or the rematch of Dom Reyes and Jon Jones, and maybe they still are. Maybe people want Thiago Santos when he comes back from a knee injury. But now you have to put Jan Blachowicz' name in that conversation. He's never had a championship fight in the UFC. In fact, his last title fight was right before he came to the UFC. He was a pretty solid KSW light heavyweight champion. He beat Houston Alexander, Goran Relic. He had defeated Sokaju in a rematch to win that title, but had a rough go of it early on in his UFC career. He went 2-4 in his first 6 fights, but since then, he's reeled off 7 of 8 and done it with a bunch of fight of the nights and performance of the nights. He's probably going to win another one tonight. Corey Anderson will be back. He is still 30 years old and a young 30, just turned 30 as well. So that's something to be on the lookout for. But Jon Jones actually led the crowd in a chant of John Bones Jones after this fight. As, this was something to behold. Also something to behold, Mikel Pereira dancing, doing his usual stunts and becoming his own undoing. He beat the brakes off of Diego Sanchez, but he landed an illegal knee in the 3rd round. Diego Sanchez asked the ref if it'd be a DQ before he accepted the DQ. A little bit of a foggy area there. You don't really want to deny Diego Sanchez and the idea that he won it out, but to be quite honest with you, that decision effectively doubled the amount of money that he made on this night. And ultimately, nobody will really remember this looking back at his career. And if you're hurt, you shouldn't continue. Diego was not going to win that fight. He took 2 minutes off the end of the fight and somehow ended up winning it by taking that DQ. So Sanchez wins and Pereira is his own worst enemy again. Number 12, Montana De La Rosa defeated number 13, Mauro Romero Varela via unanimous decision. We had another illegal knee DQ as Kazula Vargas connected with Brock Weaver in round 1. That gave Brock Weaver the DQ win. Ray Borg misses weight again. The guy has pulled out of 7 fights and missed weight 4 times. A couple of those pullouts you can't really fault him on. One was a family issue. Another one was the bus attack. But still, missing weight 4 times, pulling out of 5 other fights. He beat Rogerio Bontorin, number 7, and he had to do it. Had to win, and had to win convincingly, which he did. Lando Venata won convincingly over Yancy Medeiros. That was a much more technical fight than many expected. On the prelims, Daniel Rodriguez shocks Tim Means. We had mentioned this as a real possibility in the preview here on youtube.com/FightfulMMABoxing and FightfulMMA.com. He defeated Tim Means via a guillotine choke, 3:37 into round 2. Number 13, John Dodson said he was looking to reinvent himself, and he did. He has left flyweight well behind him, said he can't make it anymore, isn't going to risk the health issues, and I respect that. Even though Demetrius Johnson isn't around anymore, or even Cejudo, he's still getting it done at bantamweight and knocked out Nathaniel Wood in round 3. Scott Holtzman defeated Jim Miller via unanimous decision. Devin Clark over Dekan Townsend, unanimous decision. Merab Dvalishvili defeated number 15 Casey Kenny. Dvalishvili doesn't get nearly the love that he deserves and is going to keep getting better. Number 12, Macy Chiasson defeated Shayna Young via unanimous decision. And number 14, Raulian Paiva defeated number 13, Mark De La Rosa via KO round 2. Make sure you guys leave a thumbs up and subscribe. We'll be back next weekend talking some combat sports in the form of Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. But there is Bellator shows next weekend. You have Ruth versus Amosov. You have the Bellator Dublin show, Yuck. And you have Felder versus Hooker. Make sure you guys check that out. Until next time, we're out.